Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to PAX West 2017. It's day 2 here. I'm DJ Wheat, joined by Rachel. And from Tiny Build, we have Carrie and Alex joining us. And you've brought an unannounced title, but now it is announced. Pathologic 2 is here. And, well, you're going to walk us through the game and tell us more about it.
Well, Pathologic it's a really complicated game, with a complicated history behind it. It got released originally almost 10 years ago in Russia. And it became like a cult classic within that region, but then the English version of the game had really bad translation. So it reached about like 7 people in the US, but they're very vocal and they're all here, they're all awesome. But then there was a remaster and whatnot, and now this game got kickstarted, and we call it a reimagining. And then we called it Pathologic 2. It's not really a sequel, it's a reimagining of the original.
Interesting.
I just wanted to get that out of the way because people are watching, and if I don't say this, our Twitter will explode with hate.
Got it.
That said, the game is an open world survival horror game, but there are no monsters. The main obstacle in the game is a plague that's consuming this open world. And you're the only sane doctor in there that is trying to save everyone. But you can't save everyone. So you just jump in.
All right.
And see what happens.
I have to say that trailer was supremely creepy and very short.
Yeah, we published a 5-minute gameplay trailer, and the build that we have right here, it's a small taste of what the final game is going to be like, because the game has been in development for 3 years now, give or take, and we partnered up with the original dev team in Russia to make it more iterative. Like, you guys know that we're working on a game called Hello Neighbor, and we've been pretty open about the development of that game, and we're kind of bringing that with this game. It's been fully closed off for the past couple of years, and we're just going to show you where we're at.
So, really quickly, as we're kind of like going through this, what was it that made it a cult classic in Russia? Like, what was drawing all this? Okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to talk to this guy. He's saying that everything is bad and that, well, I'm going to try and fix it. So, like, this guy is dying and I need to find a cure. So let's just walk out and see what happens.
Maybe the cure's in this room.
Yeah, so it's very
this is
atmospheric.
Eerie. This does a great job setting the mood, like, right away.
Yeah, like right over here, you can see like a bunch of people being shot because they're infected. And
is that so with the sort of faces, and then what was that, the infection? Is that what I saw?
No, that was not the infection. The infection is killing people off, and then the reason that creature looks so weird will be explained in the game.
Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here.
No, see, you're getting hooked into the story.
I am. I saw those, weird things, and immediately notice also you've got the hunger, thirst, and fatigue. So there's sort of like your own mind, body, and will against you in a way, right?
So will different things happen as different bars run down, or will they all have the same effect of basically being a detraction for your character?
Well, it's if you have too much, like my plague meter is not active yet. It will activate just very soon. But like if I get hungry, then I die, right? If I get thirsty, then I don't perform as well. And I need to have all of these things up and running. Well, that's a survival element. There are kids playing with dead bodies right here. That's normal.
Wearing these dog heads.
Yeah.
Normal day in the village.
They're a gang or something.
Yeah. So for this game, you have 12 days to find the cure for the plague as well as surviving yourself. So there are going to be NPCs that you talk to that might have things that will lead you to your cure, but they will want things in exchange. So for example, maybe they're hungry and they just want some food, but do you actually give them the food yourself, or do you save it, save it for yourself because you just might die and you will have failed ultimately?
Well, so I want to go back to something Alex said, because Alex said, open world.
I just died because I got into an infected area, and I had no device to tell me that this area is infected. You get that device later in the game.
Oh, so this is a game where you have to learn a lot from your deaths. You're actually going to be starting again and again, trying to get to the end of
For the purpose of the demo, we flash forward to a section where I'm exploring a house that I know is infected and everyone in it is dead. So let's loot stuff.
All right. And you're safe because you've got that big plague doctor nose on, right?
Well, you see that I have my...
as you can be.
My plague meter is going to go up here. So we're trapped here. Let's autopsy some bodies and see what they have. Like this guy looks strange, you know, as if there is something in his skull,
Like,
maybe.
There's some sort of arrow pointing to his head.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna look his body, but I can also press X to autopsy, and this is going to make a really nice noise, really satisfying.
Oh yeah.
So his heart, I don't really have a need for that. It's like his liver, his kidneys, maybe there's something in his head. Oh, there we go. So we found a little key that we can use to get out.
He was just keeping that up there?
So
Well,
put it in
apparently
there.
he was killed with it, right?
Ah, okay.
Right, so let's see what happens. Go here.
So now that item allows you to access the rest of the house. So it's kind of more, you know, not quite puzzly, but you're trying to find your way
Sure.
through the house instead of just fighting monsters and things like that. Finding
Sure.
items for survival, finding items that allow you to access more areas.
So I was mentioning a little bit, World, is a lot of that sort of, it seems like there's maybe the mechanic of, you know, go where you want to go, talk to who you want to talk to. There's not necessarily an order in which the game is played. Is that kind of the approach to
That
it?
is the intention of
Yeah,
the open
okay.
world mechanic. And then the way that you play the game, it impacts the order of events that happen. Oh.
And so as you replay this, if the intention is to learn, it's going to be the same sort of story, the same interactions and then reactions every time, or will this change on each playthrough?
I would compare it with Bethesda's games, like, you know, Skyrim or Oblivion,
Okay.
because the way that we've been describing it internally is, what if Silent Hill met those kind of games?
Okay. I like, yeah, sure.
So there will be quest lines, there will be things that happen that are predefined, but it's not necessarily in the same order every time that you play.
Makes sense.
Something useful over
And you'll
here.
see when you exit out into the village as well, there's also a map. The village is actually pretty big, and there are certain
oh,
houses.
there we go.
you
Here's
go.
the map.
So there's certain houses, if you hover over that X, you know, there are other things that you can see going on. So you can also play in different orders, find different things as you go through the different houses.
So I imagine as a player, there's going to be a lot of exploration.
No.
So this guy is one of the executors that, for some reason, they are really happy about the whole city dying. He's like, "You're too late, healer. You know, I have already taken so many souls in this building over here." And then you just kind of you have a cold war with them in a way. You don't actually fight them, but they follow death. And why they do it is up to the players to figure out. So let's see what can I do
So I'm
here.
sort of like learning about the world, unraveling the mystery of the plague, obviously also trying to stay alive. So I'm really interested in this whole
Who's this
aspect
guy?
of it.
Oh no.
And unfortunately, that rose my infection level. So you see that this was the plague. And, oh god, this guy's still
No.
following me. Oh, just gonna shove him away.
He can't hurt you though. He's just.
Not right now. In this build, they can't hurt me yet, but it's just really creepy because I did not hear him behind me.
Yet.
Yet. Thank you. Somehow the mystery makes it worse than the straight up yes, it'll hurt
So
you.
something is going on outside. People are running away. So I assume that the authorities are coming in and just torching the whole place. So let's see if we can find more useful things over here.
So there's more than one enemy here. We have the plague that we have to fight against. We also have to fight against, I guess, the way people are reacting to the plague.
Yeah, like I don't have a gun in right now, but I will be able to find a gun and like shoot some people to protect myself. But that's not the core of the game.
I'll give you another suggestion. You could stay in that house, find a closet, a bed, maybe hide under.
Marcus, you're reading my mind. That is also my strategy.
Hide and cower is your strategy. But you will see that you know, have all these meters of health and hunger. You will run out of food
Right.
eventually, so you will be forced out.
So they were coming, torching bodies, taking care
Yeah,
of the
they're
plague.
torching
What-
this whole city. Like we can hear sirens, so this block is not in a good place. This
Yeah.
block is being locked down, and then there's all of these guys still performing.
Yeah, what are they doing? Who are those guys? Could we know
It's
who?
up to the players to
Oh,
find out.
wow.
And you see these guys, or this guy is approaching from the back. Oh no, there was another guy who was having a flamethrower, and so
Right,
finding
yeah.
people with the plague and just kind of shooting them as he
And
goes.
I died.
You died from the
Because-
infection?
Yeah, I didn't heal myself enough, so now I respawn, and I'm
Oh, you're
infected for a
respawn
second.
on the firing line? That's awesome.
They found you. You had the plague, and they're gonna deal with you.
Wow,
Yeah,
full
so
circle we
you're,
came.
You're thrown into this really bizarre situation And the lore of the world, since it's been in development for so long, there was an original version of it, and this reimagining is just a really deep and interesting world that we hope players would really like.
You've always been a company that's sort of, you mentioned the open development, hear feedback, like to show off the game, and then see what people say. Is the old sort of fans of this game, are they really vocal with you guys in terms of like, we hope that you'll do this or fix this or make this quality of life improvement? Or
Yeah, we're hoping that they'll like what we send them very soon. Basically, they will get an augmented version of this PAX West build that we're showing right here.
Okay.
And I'm really nervous on what the reception is going to be because, like, typically these builds at this stage, they would never be shared with the community.
Sure.
Like, they would be shared with testers, but that's not how we roll. We like
That is
shared.
not how Tiny Build rolls. That's right, and I appreciate that about you guys. Well, thank you so much for bringing Pathologic 2. Any ideas where we should at least keep an eye out for things happening or when we might hear more news?
So if you guys want to follow this game, go to pathologic-game.com and sign up for the alpha. We'll be sending the PAX West build to that list very soon.
All
Very
right.
cool.
Well, thank you very much. We have a ton more coming at you live here from PAX West 2017. Don't go away. We'll be right back.